Yesterday, I talked about the benefits for virtual schools of the Evolved Development Tracker, in particular, identifying looked after children who have got development needs in one or more areas of their well-being. Now, that's not just children looked after that would benefit. This is also something that mainstream schools are using. And I'm just going to show you very quickly here how we can identify what those development needs are. So the survey itself, the Wellbeing Compass, it takes 15 minutes to complete. Do it 4 times a year, once at the start of the year in September, then once again at the end of each term. And you'll get a chart like this, which allows you to identify which children are in greatest need of support. So you can see I've anonymized the data here. But if I were to go across onto the right-hand side and pick emotional well-being, for example, I can sort this table by those who have got high levels, but I could also flip it around and we can see there's a number of students here who definitely need a bit of help with their emotional well-being. We can also do the same for physical activity, personal development, and all the way across. When we've done this in the past, just by looking at the data, we can align our list of students with those who are on an at-risk register already working with pastoral teams in schools. What this also does, it highlights children that aren't known to the school. So this could be useful for any school in the country that's got students who have barriers to learning and aren't making required levels of academic progress. It's worth noting that at the start of the year, I had some interesting conversations with our team of health mentors because they were concerned about how they would close the gap when it comes to areas such as sleep and nutrition, because they can't determine what goes into the child's lunchbox and what time they go to bed at night. However, with a little bit of education, both for our mentors and also for the children and young people they're working with, we have shown over the last 12 months how we've improved those scores. And it's very much to do with educating children and young people about why it's important, not just to get to bed at a certain time, but also to make sure your devices are switched off for a couple of hours before you go to bed. And in the case of diet and nutrition, why it's important to have the energy levels required for that day. If you think that your school could benefit from using a system like this, please let me know in the comments below and I'll send some information your way.